You're listening to Teacakes on the Sis podcast, sharing little bites of life. Hey y'all, assalamu alaikum, it's Sister Hoff. Today, let's start with last winter. So this past winter was one of the most difficult times I've had to go through in my life. And I went through a lot, and there was a lot of, I was just really low. And then came spring, I started to get a little bit more hope and kind of moving forward. Now fast forward to it's August. Yeah, it's August. It's like the middle of the summer. It's hot outside, and I'm moving. I'm going through my stuff. So in January, I was still at my low point. My mom looked at me and she said, "Your word for this year is forward. Just think forward." And that's been really hard for me to do, especially before I got to spring and I started to have a little bit of hope. I just was like, I just don't see forward. Like, can't look forward. Like, I'm too busy looking at my feet right now, because I can't even pick my head up. But now I'm working on a partial move. So a partial move meaning I'm not moving all of my I've moved so many times. I had to move all my stuff one place and it's here, it's there, it's being stored. And a partial move is I'm moving essentials because I'm going to be temporarily staying with someone before I can while I try to find my own place and I can move all my stuff. So I'm doing so much packaging of everything, and I have literally opened and reclosed my boxes since winter 6 times. And we're not talking a couple boxes oh, here's my clothes. No, I have an entire kitchen, and I have a home cook's kitchen. I have a lot of stuff and a little bit of furniture and all my hobbies and stuff. Things just kind of pile up and add up, and it's a lot to go through. And in this, I call it the Tetris of boxes, of resorting, figuring out what needs to go where, what's going to fit in my car right now. And, if it doesn't fit in my car, then it's not coming with me on this partial move. So I'm learning what is essential, what is the most important for me to have, what do I need to let go of, either leave in storage or just get rid of, because there's a bit of downsizing that happens when you move. If you ever want to go through stuff and learn to let go of things, act like you're packing. Literally act like you're packing. The minimalist, I think he did this. Josh from the not Josh. Ryan from the Minimalist is how he did his downsizing. Is he literally packed all his stuff in boxes and then waited a month or two, and whatever was still in boxes after a month or two, he's like, "Well, I don't use this," and he got rid of it. Now, I obviously have been in a weird spot for almost a year now, so I did not get rid of my stuff that I hadn't used. That's okay. So this is really an emotional time, but you have to process it to be able to move forward. So going through each of these boxes, going through my items, it's not just going through my physical things, but I have to process it. I have a lot of things that there's memories tied behind them, or I had plans for this item. I was going to do so many things with it, but I didn't get to do them because I had this stuff that happened. So what I think is important for us, whether you're moving physically or moving mentally, it is this whole concept of forward that my mom told me. It's so hard to get through, and it took me a long time to get. I was like, that's so cheesy. Oh my gosh! But you know what? I am moving forward, but I'm having to process my emotions in the process, because I didn't realize what I had buried. I didn't realize what I had buried emotionally. I've been listening to a lot of different podcasts and interviews of people who have gone through some crazy stuff in their life. A lot of it resonates with me, and it unlocked a lot. The other day, this woman was sharing some experiences she went through that were really difficult, and I'm just wow, I vibe with that. I feel it because I've had similar, or I guess, relatable experiences, and I didn't realize that I hadn't fully processed it. And in order for me to move forward in life, you don't just package everything and think it's going to go away. Because here's the thing about all the stuff in boxes, I'm going to have to go through them again. I'm going to have to do the full move, moving everything completely forward. And I'm going to have to go through them again. So that's why I'm what is essential for me to go through right now? What do I need to let go of that I never need? What do I need essentially to be able to start going through this, moving these baby steps forward? So emotionally speaking, what are things that I mean, I'm gonna have to process all of it. You have to process everything that you've been through and all of your experiences and your hardships. Some things, you know what, it's not priority. I can leave that to deal with later, you know? And a lot of things, they are essentials. This is depression, anxiety, stress, strained relationships that are important relationships. So sometimes there's a relationship that you're like, I can just put that on hold. We don't really like, we're okay. We'll get there when we get there as far as like where our relationship's gonna be. We haven't had to set boundaries yet, but if that comes to time, it comes to time. Right now, it's like the boundaries I have now, like with friendships, some of them I need to set it now. Like I need to readjust, set it with different people, and that's part of the process, part of that going forward and digging into everything. Some stuff is really deep and it's really hard, but I have to go through it now. I have to accept the things that have happened to me that I can't change, accept that my life will be forever changed going forward. It's not going to be the same. I can't go back to things. I mean, there's so many times I wake up and I'm like, you know what? I wish I was back in my house in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where I was riding my bike, to work and running my own thing and doing things I wanted. And my cat and I had like a routine. And it just was like, I loved it. I loved living in Alabama. Like, that is my home. But I had come to the realization that my life must move forward, and I'm not able to do that in this space and in this place. Like, I've outgrown it basically, as like with just like how my life has moved. That's how I ended up in like the DC area. Somehow I ended up there, and I realized like it's crazy, it's busy, it's a lot for me to process. Like, it's a much faster paced life and a lot more people and a lot more diversity and different cultures and practices and customs and behaviors, way different than Alabama. Like, I'm a Southern girl all the way, and like I'm used to certain mannerisms that people don't have up north, and it's been a lot for me to adjust. And I think with this going through my stuff and kind of like restarting my life, I've started over like so many times. It's just like insane. I don't want anybody to have to go through this, but you know, I can speak from experience on it. It's, you have to process everything every single time. It's like all over, all the emotions. But moving into this like new stage, I've had to prepare myself like, okay, we're going to let go of certain things. Like, this stuff we don't do slowly, and this stuff we do slow down. Like, I allow myself to take a slower pace. You know what? My friend invited me to their house, and like, thankfully, alhamdulillah, a lot of my friends in the DC area are actually from the Middle East, and they are used to people showing up fashionably late. And I'm like, good. A lot of Southerners are like that. Not all of them, but a lot of Southerners are that way, where it's like okay to show up late. You don't have to show up on time, so it's okay to like take my time, find my parking spot, sit in the car, prepare myself mentally, because if there's going to be a lot of people there, I have to prepare myself mentally because it's a lot emotionally. So, yeah, that is my moving forward. And maybe you resonate with some of this. Maybe you're moving, maybe you're not moving, but you're always going to have to go forward because time's going to keep going. So identify what is essential, what do you need to process, and what do you need to pack up and worry about later, because you know what? It's not that big of a deal right now. I hope you have gained some insight from this or learned something and can take away from this. So until next time, assalamu alaikum.